You're listening to This Week in the World of Football, which is coming to you from the fabulous World of Football Man Cave, located in the center of the football world, Kalamazoo, Michigan. The purpose of this podcast is to promote the game of football in all its many forms, past, present, and future. The intent is to educate, inform, and entertain you, the listener, with the glorious buffet that is the world of football, while also keeping a close eye on the rich history of the game. You can find this show on a multitude of podcast platforms as well as on YouTube. Timestamps are provided in the show description, so you can jump to the topics you really want to listen to. So without further ado, let's kick off this week's show.
Hello again, everyone. This is episode number 401 for July 8th, 2025, and I am your host, Randy Snow. On this week's show, the National Arena League champion Beaumont Renegades will not return to the NAL in 2026. The CFL released the negotiation lists for all of its teams, and 2 new football documentaries are available for you to enjoy. But I'm not here all by myself. Across the table from me, as always, is my son, Adam.
Hello, everybody. How you doing out there in football land? What a great and glorious day it is. It's weird not being live after doing that live show last week for episode 400.
That was weird being live, but it went off very well.
I thought so, too. I think we had a lot of fun. It was a very long show, but I had a blast. And
I was stressing out about it leading up to it.
I know you were. I wasn't super worried about it, but I think all's good. And, I think I was happy with it. We might have to do more live stuff. I know even you were like, you know what? That wasn't as bad. So maybe we do something.
Yeah, you're all done, and it's already posted everywhere, and you don't have to do anything about it.
That's the main thing. I don't have to do any editing afterwards.
Yeah,
so
yeah, that's
pretty
good.
Good. But during that live show, so I guess we'll take this moment right off the bat. Normally smart people would be like, hey, you save your contest winners till the end of the show so people stick around and listen to the whole thing. You know what? We're not like that here on the World of Football. We know y'all have been on the edge of your seats since last week to find out the contest winners that we had, because as some of you might know, our frequent listeners, we did say we'll announce the winners this week. Last week we just asked you to like and retweet on the Facebook and or the X account, and a few of you did. We appreciate it. So we have a winner here. We have one. Well, we had 2 contests rolling. We had that one, and then we had the Could You Name All 28 logos that popped up on the live intro video, because the LIVE spelled out in different ways with different team logos through different variations of football. And well, that contest was a dud. Nobody got all 28. Tim said he got 20, but he never sent which ones he found.
Right.
But so I'll give it another week, everybody. If you want to be loose and you want to win the 2 T-shirts, we'll still do it, but we'll give you till episode 402. You just have to send us in at the WOF Kalamazoo at gmail.com. You give us the 28 teams, and there might be some duplicates, at least duplicate teams, and you win 2 free shirts. That's the contest. The other one, we have our winner, and congratulations to XFL Mike G over on the X account. So if you're listening to us, Mike, slide into the DMs, and we will get some information from you. And if we don't hear from you a couple of days, we'll get a hold of you and say, hey, you didn't listen to the last podcast. You won, buddy.
What's your problem?
What are you doing?
We gave it to somebody else because we didn't hear from you.
Yeah. But congratulations, Mike. Thanks to everybody who played and participated and commented on that live stream. I can't tell you how fun that was, actually.
Yeah, it was.
And even you, I was surprised. You didn't have to get to use the bathroom or anything.
Nope.
I was proud of you.
I was good.
Yeah.
All right, what are we doing now?
We're the normal show.
Oh, okay. Not only do we do this weekly podcast, but we also make YouTube videos.
You just don't say.
We currently have, get this, over 600 videos on our YouTube channel.
Half of them were done because of Arena Crown weekend.
Yeah, really. I think we did 600 last week, it seems like.
Hey, Arena Crown was the gift that kept on giving for us.
Oh, my God. We did the 5 videos, travel videos to and from, the 5-part series. Gosh, we did like 3 or 4 other ones, plus the Have Grave Will Travel on the way there. My gosh, we got so much content out of that 3 days or 4 days that we were gone.
Heck yeah, we did.
It was ridiculous. But yeah, we have over 600 videos now. I was telling you, a random short that we did a year or so ago popped up today on my feed, and I watched that, and I'm like, dang, that was good. That was pretty funny. I'd forgotten all about that. But yeah, okay, so the recent videos that we've done, again, are AF1 Arena Crown Travelogue.
Yep.
Our CFL Weekly for Week 5, which we just did yesterday. We had our Have Grave Will Travel, going to the grave of Leo Lyons.
That one popped off a little more than I anticipated. That was a good one.
Spoke to his great-grandson,
Heck
John
yeah.
Steffenhagen, in the cemetery. Our first real
Grave interview.
Grave interview, yes. That's a new aspect.
Oh, boy, that's going to be a new shtick. I'm not looking forward to that.
That's a trivia question on the world of football. Who was their guest on the very first live interview in a cemetery?
That would be John Steffenhagen, sir.
Very good, Poindexter.
Yep. No, John's awesome. I love John.
Yeah.
He's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we've interviewed him before.
What a
about his
great
book.
yeah, we interviewed him before, but still, for him to be a good sport, he came out to the cemetery and just hung out.
He couldn't wait to get out. I was going to suggest that to him. I was going to say, hey, John, what would you think about maybe meeting us in the cemetery? And I thought he might say, no, that sounds creepy. But he's like, oh, man, yeah, just tell me the time and the date, and I'll be there.
He's awesome.
John's
awesome.
He was such a good sport
He's
about
great.
that. Yep. So let's see, what else have we done here?
We got upcoming videos.
Upcoming videos. Yep, we're going to do our Week 6 CFL video next week. History lesson, arena football in Michigan, and arena football in Ohio. That's something that you are doing on your own. A couple of history lessons.
2 videos will be up. So we are recording on Tuesday. Look for them on Wednesday morning. 2 videos at the same time, tackling because of the news that came out about the Michigan and Ohio announcements and the AF1 expansion. Obviously today I was tweeting about I was listening to the AF1's official podcast and heard I don't know if it was a slip up by Mr. Levac on the show, but he said Michigan and Cincinnati. Interesting. Just I don't know if that was a slip of the tongue. This podcast was 4 days old, so here I am on a Tuesday listening to it, and all of a sudden I see other people all of a sudden found this show too today like me, or I don't know if they just saw my tweet and then decided to run with it. I don't know. They didn't give me credit. It's cool, whatever. But it's fine. I'm not a journalist. I mean, if that's journalism, then I made it look real easy. But I mentioned Cincinnati quite a few times in the history of, if you know arena football history in Ohio, not to spoil it, Cincinnati had a few attempts.
Yep.
So if this is real, if it really is Cincinnati,
Yep.
I'd be cautious a little bit just based on the history of it. And you guys will hear about it on that video tomorrow. I got the Michigan one done. I got to finish editing the Ohio one, but you've read the script for both. I try to run my stuff by you, sir.
There have been a ton in Ohio.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how many.
Oh, yeah.
Between the old AFL and AF2.
Yep. That's mainly where we stuck with because it's arena football, not the
Right.
indoor. So if those of you looking for, the Cincinnati Commandos, I don't even reference them because they didn't play arena football. There is a difference. I'm sorry. I hate to be that kind of gatekeeper, but it's true.
Right.
If they didn't have the nets, it wasn't arena football. I'm sorry. That's just my philosophy.
and then
I'm
you
going to get
talk
that tattooed somewhere on my body.
Then you talk about another team that was this close. They had a logo, they had a team and everything, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah, and I talk about that a little bit, and I can't wait for you to see. I don't know if you've ever seen their jerseys and stuff that they officially unveiled them a couple years ago.
Yes.
Because they were affiliated with the hockey team of that area. So pretty cool. I put that graphic in there. They're cool uniforms. They would have been a great team. Would have been an all-timer.
Yes. Yeah.
And you check out the video in the morning when that comes up. I'm very excited about it. I would love to get feedback, and I'm looking forward to people giving me a list of teams that I didn't mention just for me to go, that's because they didn't play arena football. Trust me. I did.
Right.
Hey, I know
They played indoor football.
I'm part of the Pro Football Researchers Association for a reason, and I did some light research on this. Okay.
Okay. And then I'm leaving on Thursday to go to Minneapolis to attend the Pro Football Researchers Association.
I'm bummed that I can't go, but
convention.
man, my wallet and my fiance, I was like, you know what? I probably should cool it for a little bit because we had a big trip at the end of the month she's letting me get away with. So I had to pick. It was either the Lions game or the PFRA convention.
Right,
so I picked Lions game.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm sure I'll be taking videos, maybe do an interview or two while I'm
do
there.
it.
And we'll put something together when I get back from that.
I am curious to see what you get. You know me, I'll edit whatever you send. Well, depending. I'm usually pretty critical. Like, Randy, I'm not going to...
This is crap. Go talk to him again.
I'm not going to post this interview you did with Gary Compton at the Arena Bowl because it's literally 8 seconds of your feet. You didn't even get Gary Compton in the frame.
Yeah, whatever.
And we're going to have an interview. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of content this week. We're going to have an interview up with somebody from the Arena League. We're going to talk to them tomorrow, so that interview will probably go up Thursday or Friday, depending on how quickly I can get that. Usually the interviews I can churn back out. There's not a whole lot of graphics there. It's just great conversation. Right. So looking forward to that.
Okay.
So, yeah, we got a lot. It's
A
going
lot
to be
of
another
irons
big
in the
week
fire.
coming up.
Oh, my gosh. I need a vacation.
Hey, you're about to go to Minneapolis.
I know.
Oh, wait, you're working. Never mind.
Yeah, it's a working vacation, kind of. But it'll still be fun. All right, this week we have scores from 17 different games in 5 different leagues from across the U.S., Canada, Mexico, and Europe, and these include 2 playoff games. So when you hear someone say they can't wait for football season to begin, and you know somebody will, you have our permission to laugh right in their face and tell them, listen to this show. They don't know what they're talking about.
Wait, hold on. The way you phrase that makes it sound like...
We know what we're talking about.
No,
but
that's
that
definitely
person
not how
doesn't.
you phrase it. Listen to this show, period. Everybody else doesn't know what they're talking about, period.
Right. Those
Not,
people
we don't
that-
know what we're
those
talking about.
people that
Wolf,
say they
we just had
can't
to make
wait
that
for
clarification, Randy. Oh, boy,
football
you about said we don't know. We're 401 episodes in. We can't lose credibility now if we ever even had it to begin with.
I don't think we ever had it. All right, so now let's begin our weekly tour around the world of football, and we're going to start off this week with scores in the Great White North in the Canadian Football League. It was week 5 up there. One of the better weeks, I think, so far.
This was a strong week. I think this is the best week of
games.
the season so far.
Yeah. So on Thursday night, it was the Calgary Stampeders over the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, 37-16 in the inaugural Stampede Bowl with that cool trophy.
Awesome trophy.
And this was the first loss of the season for Winnipeg. They were 3-0 going into this game. Just an incredible job. Like I said on our CFL show, Calgary came to play. They wanted to keep that first trophy in Calgary. I mean, this is their game every year. And, boy, the defense played great. I think Winnipeg looked a little out of sorts on offense. I don't know.
Yeah, Zach
That
Claros.
was because of the defense.
I don't know.
for Calgary?
They did something because Zach Claros just did not look like his sharp self.
Yeah.
I know he was he suspended for the first game of the year? Was it a suspension or an injury?
I think if I'm remembering correctly, he didn't show up for a mandatory drug test or something, so they suspended him one game for not showing up.
So I was gonna say, like, I don't know if he's got some injury we don't know about. No. I mean, I can't remember, but no, he looked a little off, not completely, but I mean, just a couple of weird plays that just go the other way, and that's the difference in the ball game to an extent. But hey, give credit to Calgary. You said, I think they wanted it.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to lose the first ever Stampede Bowl when the trophy's in your team name. Like,
Right.
come on. Like,
Yep.
So they got that. So now next year they could probably lose it, and some other team's going to go home with a horse
I think
head
this is
trophy.
going to be their biggest game every year is to win this one. It's like the Banjo Bowl. I mean, those two teams they want to win that Banjo Bowl every year. So I think this is Calgary's game to win.
Hey,
year.
like I said, keep adding some trophies. I want some more games in the CFL with trophies.
I do too. I kind of like this. All right, excuse me.
Oh no, not again.
Hang on, I got to take a drink.
Okay, well, I'll keep going. Then Friday night saw the Hamilton Tiger Cats defeat the Toronto Argonauts 51-38. The best thing about this game, since we're Argos fans, is that both teams wore their home uniforms and they looked awesome on the field.
Yes, they did. Oh man.
But the Argos couldn't really keep up with the firepower of the Ticats on Friday.
Yeah, they kept it close here and there, but man, you just knew that Hamilton was going to win that game the way they were playing.
Between Kenny Lawler and Bo Levi Mitchell slinging the rock, dude, these guys, they're awesome. They got some playmakers. They're 2-2 now. I want to say in the standings. I think we don't have the standings up right now in the podcast notes,
right.
but maybe they're a team on the rise. I hate claiming a team on the rise or on the fall because then it bites me in the butt. But if Hamilton can keep playing like that, they might be a team to reckon with, especially in the East.
Yeah. And then on Saturday, it was the BC Lions over the Montreal Alouettes, 21-20 in a heck of a game.
Oh yeah.
You kind of expected Montreal to win, and this game just because of the way they've been playing. DC really needed this game, but I think Montreal kicked a field goal to take the lead with 28 seconds left in the game, but then BC worked their way back down the field and kicked a field goal as time expired to win the game.
They kept saying it was like 0.2 second, like it was a fraction of a second on the clock. But still crazy to win like that. And then there was the big brawl at the end of the game, which the broadcast people didn't shy away from.
No, they were right there. It's I'm surprised the little reporter person didn't run over there and go, "Hey man, what's the fight about?" Because they were showing it live on TV. So Let's see. And finally, on Sunday, it was the Edmonton Elks over the Ottawa Redblacks, 39-33. First win of the year for Edmonton and their new head coach, Mark Killam. They really needed that game.
Yeah.
Trey Ford looked really good throwing the ball, and just a great win for Edmonton.
We talked about it on the show. I mean, we kind of glossed over it with some of the other games, but like there was a lot of great returns, a lot of great defensive plays this week.
Special teams
was
highlights.
crazy.
Go check out all those highlights.
Heck yeah, so many good plays this week. In the Toronto and Hamilton game, both teams had a kick return for a touchdown. Ottawa and Edmonton did the same thing pretty much. It was like back-to-back returns for touchdowns. They were both great.
Yep.
So there's a lot of great special team stuff this week. It seemed like Trey Ford put a little bit together, even though I guess they're still pulling him for Fajardo at a couple points during the game. But I don't know. I would like to see Trey Ford and that team just keep growing. They got that win, so there's no winless teams any longer in the CFL.
Yep.
I'm a little concerned for the Red Blacks now because I kind of was hot on them at the beginning of the year, despite them losing. So now I'm kind of like, yikes, what's happening to the Red Blacks? But we'll see. We're 5 weeks in, and if teams keep playing like this, we are in store for some fun stuff down the road.
Yeah. And then the Saskatchewan Roughriders were on a bye this week. So in some CFL news, the CFL released the lists of players for each of their 9 teams' negotiation lists. Now, they do this every year, but it's not always made public, and this is like the first time they made all of this public for all 9 teams.
Right.
Every once in a while you'll hear, somebody's been added to their negotiation list, but you don't know who's on the list, whatever. But they're now fully public for the first time, and there was a link. I think I shared it on Facebook or X, where you could link on each team and you could see the entire list of all the players. So I thought that was kind of cool. The couple of names that stood out, I didn't look at every team, but I looked at a few of them. Quarterback Shedeur Sanders has been on the negotiation list for Toronto. And then quarterback Trey Lance and wide receiver Chase Claypool are on the Saskatchewan Roughriders negotiation list. Each team can have up to 45 players on their list who are currently playing in other leagues in college or are unsigned by a team. Teams have exclusive CFL rights to that player on their list, or to all the players on their list. Players on the list can be traded, added, or removed at any time. And like I said, up until now, it's all been kind of behind the doors stuff. The league knows who's on whose list, but the league made it all public this time.
Yeah.
So. Interesting.
I mean, it seems like now that all these big name guys, it just seems like a way to kind of a little splash social media stuff every now and then the last couple of years. Because we've talked about it, big names getting put on that list every year. So, I don't know. It just seems like the way to just get a little bit of social media buzz, create a couple stories.
Yep.
Like even my buddy sent me a thing about the negotiation list. He doesn't really watch CFL. He knows about it because I cover it or we cover it. But he sent me the thing like, you guys going to talk about the Shedeur Sanders one? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure we'll gloss through it. It's not that big a deal. But still, people talk about it. He's an average football fan. He's like, hey, I heard about this. So clearly it gets out there when you say Shedeur Sanders and Toronto Argonauts in the same breath.
Right.
Like, what's happening?
Yeah. Well, a lot of the teams, players on these lists, I went through 3 or 4 teams. They didn't mean a whole lot to me. But maybe if some of the people listening go look at these lists, they might find some players on a college that they're familiar with. Say, oh, this guy's on their negotiating list? I didn't know that. And so, as a fan, you might recognize some of these names. I didn't recognize a whole lot. All right, so let's move on to the IFL. Adam, why don't you run down the scores? Not a whole lot of scores this week.
Yeah, with it being 4th of July weekend, I think a lot of these smaller leagues realize, hey, we're not going to pull in seats for the weekend, so let's just cool it and give some teams some buys. Maybe in a couple markets you could do something. So we had a Thursday, Saturday, and a Monday night game this week. So Thursday night saw the Massachusetts Pirates defeat the Iowa Barnstormers 54-31. Man, it just keeps piling on for the Barnstormers. Yeah. You hate to see it. Yep. Then Saturday, the Tucson Sugar Skulls defeated the San Antonio Gunslingers 58-28. And then Monday night, last night, they call it the California Clash. The San Diego Strike Force defeated the Bay Area Panthers 46-38.
A bit of a surprise there.
A little bit, but I mean, I mean, the Strike Force have been up and down, I want to say, this year.
They've got a good record now. In fact, you'll see they clinched a playoff spot.
They did, yeah. Because of this, they clinched the playoff spot, so that's a big deal. So on bye, the Tulsa Oilers, Fishers Freight, Green Bay Blizzard, Jacksonville Sharks, Quad City Steamers, Vegas Nighthawks, Northern Arizona Wranglers, and Arizona Rattlers. So, yeah, most of the league. So, real quick, your IFL standings. After 16 weeks of play, won't be long before we will be talking about that IFL National Championship
3
game.
weeks to go in the regular
season. So in the East, clinching a playoff spot is the 10-3 Quad City Steamwheelers. So 3 spots still open in the East. 9-4 the Jacksonville Sharks, 8-5 the Green Bay Blizzard, 7-6 the Massachusetts Pirates, 7-6 the Tulsa Oilers, at 4-9 still in play, baby.
Yep.
The Fishers Freight, and eliminated the Iowa Barnstormers at 1-12. In the West, you have 2 teams that have clinched spots, that being the 10-3 Bay Area Panthers and the 9-4 San Diego Strike Force. So the California Clash could happen again in the postseason. I'm not sure if they're going to play again in the regular season, but maybe we'll see it in the postseason.
Isn't that San Diego?
If you want to say it like that, Ron. Vegas Nighthawks at 8-5, Arizona Rattlers at 8-5, Tucson Sugar Skulls at 6-7. And then the San Antonio Gunslingers are 3-10. They were eliminated or have been eliminated. And the Northern Arizona Wranglers at 1-12 have also been eliminated from playoff contention. So who knows what kind of craziness can happen with 4 playoff spots in each side.
Yeah.
Still up for grabs. There's 2 left in the West, 3 left in the East. Boy, if Fisher, I know Fishers is kind of a long shot, but oh my goodness.
Shot, but man, that would be awesome.
If they could pull
squeak
it out.
in. Yep.
If they could squeak in, you're going to need Tulsa and Massachusetts probably to just crap the bed. So we'll see what happens. I doubt it. It's maybe some wishful thinking, but I still think Fishers has got a lot of stuff to prop themselves up on going into next season. So that'll do it for us and the Indoor Football League. A league that we really do like. We are not haters, everybody, despite a YouTube comment we got this past week.
Yep, it's a different style of football, but we like it.
We like it.
Yep.
All right, and now we'll throw it over to Randy, who's going to talk about La Liga. Let him say the rest because he loves to do it.
La Liga de Fútbol Americano Profesional.
There you
Week
go.
8.
Well, a.k.a. the playoffs.
Well, yeah, it's not really Week 8 anymore. It is the playoffs. 2 games on Saturday in the 4 playoff teams. The Mexicans improved to 8-1 with a win over the Archangels, 43-28. So they move on to the championship game. The Bears improved to 7-2 with a win over the Leaders, 27-24.
Go Osos!
Yes. So this coming Saturday, July 12th, the Mexico Bowl 8. It'll be the number 1 ranked Mexicans at 8-1 versus the number 2 Bears at 7-2.
This should hopefully be a good game. I think the Mexicans spanked the Bears last time they played. So
I believe they did, yes.
So hopefully a little more a competitive contest, if you will. But still, the brand new Bears expansion team getting all the way to the championship game in their first season, nothing to sneeze at, even if they lose. So
very good for them.
I mean, they could pull a Beaumont Renegades and win the whole thing in their first season. We'll find out.
It's possible. It's highly possible. All right, so that's it for the league down in Mexico. We're going to go over to Europe now, and Adam is going to talk about scores from the European League of Football.
Yes, Europe, where they don't give a rat's patoot about Independence Day weekend in the United States. I wonder why. But anyway, we had some scores over there. A few games Saturday, a few games Sunday. The Tyrol Raiders defeated the Rhine Fire 35-18. The Vienna Vikings shut out the Prague Lions 34-0. How about this game? This was a barn burner as the Munich Ravens defeated the Madrid Bravos 43-40. Then on Sunday, the Verslaw Panthers defeated the Cologne Centurions 54-2.
Yeah, that's not a misprint.
And the Centurions now fall to 0-7. Then the Stuttgart Surge defeated the Farivar Enthroners 55-12. The Enthroners also 0-7.
Man,
yep.
They need to play each other so somebody gets a win.
Well, they're not done talking about teams who haven't won yet. The Paris Musketeers shut out the Helvetic Mercenaries 62-0. And yeah, you guessed it, the Helvetic Mercenaries, they're 0-6. I haven't won a game yet. Then Sunday, the Nordic Storm, Randy's Nordic Storm at 6-0, defeated the Hamburg Sea Devils 27-21. And then on bye, the Berlin Thunder and my Frankfurt Galaxy. So your ELF standings after 8 weeks of play. In the North Division, the Nordic Storm at 6-0.
The only undefeated team.
Only
in the
undefeated
ELF.
left. Yep. The 4-3 Rhein Fire, the 2-6 Hamburg Sea Devils, and the 2-5 Berlin Thunder. In the South, the Munich Ravens sit at 6-1, the Tyrol Raiders at 5-3, the Madrid Bravos at 4-3, and the Helvetic Mercenaries at 0-6. In the East, you have the Vienna Vikings at 6-1, followed by the 4-3 Prague Lions and the 4-3 Verschlaw Panthers, and the 0-7 Farivar and Throners. And finally, in the West Division, you have the 5-2 Stuttgart Surge and Paris Musketeers, both those teams, same record. The Frankfurt Galaxy at 3-4, and the Cologne Centurions at 0-7.
Wow, a lot of teams over there.
Yeah.
Makes for some interesting games when you've got all these different countries playing against each other.
Yeah, a lot of great team names, a lot of great logos over there. So
Yeah, from what we saw last year, the uniforms were really cool. The
they got a
helmets
good
were cool.
operation.
The
yeah.
stadiums looked really good. It didn't look like they were playing on a soccer field or
No,
anything. They did a nice job of their presentation. Their game day presentation is really good over there.
I agree 100%.
Okay, and finally, in our scoreboard this week, we have one game, count 'em, one game from the Arena League. the Arena League. This is week 6, and only one game. It was on Saturday, it was the Ozark Lunkers defeating the Duluth Harbor Monsters by the score of 62-45. And Tyler Kulka is the new quarterback for the Lunker, formerly of the Nashville Cats.
Yeah, a
So
little
we
bit of a
just saw him
surprise
last
when
week.
they made a big deal of that signing. I was a little surprised. We'd kind of heard of a couple guys jumping from, now that the AF1 season is done, they've jumped from there to, we've heard of a couple guys go to the IFL. Now here we are in the Arena League, the
TAL.
the TAL, if
You
you
can't
will.
even say the TAL because the first T is
It's
the.
weird. Look, nothing against you, the Arena League. It's a name that people are gonna recognize because it's got arena in the title. That's the gimmick.
Yeah.
But you don't even have nets. You don't even have a goalpost. I think they need to rethink the name of the league. That's just me.
Yeah,
but
they're like a hybrid league. It's not indoor football. It's not arena football.
they are their own thing, which is fine.
Game, yeah.
They're which is perfectly fine. It's
How about the indoor league?
okay, just stop
TIL.
it. How about the no post league, the NPL? No, but look,
The no nets league.
I won't say they added legitimacy as we try to move on in all seriousness. Yeah. I'm not going to say they've made it legitimate now that they got Tyler Kulka, which, don't get me wrong, he had a heck of a game that night. We were able to watch some of this.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it.
Tyler Kulka, friend of the show, by the way, we talked to him at the Arena Crown. But Tyler, came out and after, I would assume, only a couple of practices, if that, came in and looked pretty good. Looked like he adjusted to this. It's a very different style of game. And granted, we haven't watched a whole lot. This is still a very new league to even us. And what I like...
In their second year.
Yeah, and what I like is, even doing this podcast, we're not going to say we're experts in all these different facets of football. It's enough to where we're like, I'm curious and I would love to learn more. Like, we are the teachers as much as we are the students, which I like. So... this stream, it was the only game from the TAL this weekend. Great stream from the Lunkers YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Great job there. I want to give them kudos. Pat on the back. The Lunkers arena looks pretty good. I mean, the fans there seemed like they were into it.
Yeah.
Looked like they had a great PA guy in there doing all that stuff in between plays. Not that I don't think I heard any of it, but the main thing was they fixed a lot of the issues I had with some of the other streams I've watched. Maybe this is just an Ozark specific, but they did it right, and I dug it. And the fact that they also had Tyler Kulka on the field didn't hurt. Kulkamania has now transitioned from Arena Football 1 into the TAL, and I might have to get me one of those shirts, dang it. But he is now the best quarterback in that league. Maybe he had 6 touchdowns in that game on Saturday.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you any of the stats from the other team, so I can't make
That's fair, but he's got eyeballs.
Yeah.
I think there's some Arena Football 1 fans who go, hey, he just jumped over to this other league. Maybe we check it out. And I wonder if there is a little bit of an uptick in TAL awareness because of this, which is good for the league. A little odd, it's not the years of old where you wouldn't see Clint Dolzell jumping from the Arena League, but they were making different money back then. So, but it's just interesting to me.
Yeah, but all the players in the AF1 are on 1-year contracts.
Yeah, so as soon as the season's over, they're
free to do whatever they want to do, and they'll sign them again next year if they want to.
And if you're some of these guys, Tyler, he's got a great catalog of just film. He played in the X League. Now he's got some AF1 footage. Now he's going to have some TAL. And watching this game, we don't really dive into this league a whole bunch, but now that we've actually sat down and watched this game, what were your impressions just watching the style of game?
As far as the passing and running, it seems pretty similar to a lot of the indoor and
Right.
stuff. Just the fact that they don't have nets, they don't have kickers. They're just either running or passing on every play, and
Well, that's most other football, but even like the throw off, I thought was weird.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
but the way the camera kind of cut around it, like I never actually got to see the guy throw the ball, so it was always like, well, I guess I wouldn't really think about it. Like
They
maybe
give the illusion that
they
it's
gave
a
the illusion that
kickoff.
it was like a kickoff on the
Yeah.
broadcast. So I was like, okay, that's a weird. I don't know if that's on purpose or not. If it is, good on you, because I kept thinking, well, I guess I wouldn't realize that they aren't kicking it off just the way they shoot some of the
on
angles.
TV anyway. If
But
you're
even-
there, you're going to watch this guy.
Right, but
keep the
even
ball.
then though, I was like, how is this not just like a throw and catch kind of thing? Like,
Right.
there's and they had a couple penalties, I want to say, where the ball didn't. I don't know if it didn't go far enough or if it just went out of bounds. I'm like, how do you screw that up on a throw off? I don't know. I still have a lot of questions. I'm still learning this game,
Yeah.
and it was weird watching some plays because they technically only have one offensive lineman, and the two guys that line up next to him are like tight ends, and they just run out for passes sometimes. Maybe sometimes they sit back and block, but then sometimes they just both go out and you got 5 receivers, right? Because they got 7
Yeah.
and 1 center and the quarterback. And so at one point you could have 5 receivers just kind of running around, then your center and your quarterback. Yeah. It was odd. It was different, but I didn't hate it. And I have nothing bad against this league. It'll be something I can get used to. But it's weird to categorize it. I can't. It's like it is indoor. I just can't call it quite arena just because it doesn't have any nets.
Right.
But I feel like they need their own special label.
Yeah,
maybe
like I said, they're a hybrid league of arena between.
hybrid indoor. Maybe
I don't know.
indoor H.
I don't know.
Sounds like preparation H, I guess. But maybe you don't want to go that route.
No, you don't.
But look,
I'll have to watch a little bit more
Same.
to really
And
get into it.
And if more of these broadcasts are like this, now that we have a little free time opened up because of the AF1 season being done, I'll try to check out. If the streams are like that, I could find myself sitting down and watching some because I'm interested. I love the team names. I love the uniforms look great. The fields look awesome. The fans seem to be into it. It's just a different style of football, and it's only year 2 of this. I won't call it an experiment, but it's a year 2 of this league.
Right.
They're growing, they're changing. They've already tweaked stuff from year 1, adding an extra player.
Right.
So I'd be curious to see where this league goes. I am interested in the evolution of what this style is because I think it's awesome that we would have this type with no goalposts or nets.
Right.
Then you have indoor football with just the
goalpost,
the PVC pipes hanging from the ceiling.
Yep.
And then you have the Arena League, which has just got full-on rebound nets. It's really cool. And I think this is great for us as fans, and it's great for football. It gives you we always talk about the buffet. You've got a little bit of something different. It's still all football, but it's just played slightly different enough to where you're like, okay, like this is interesting. Like it's different. And yeah, we could.
The Arena League style works for a lot of really small arenas.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to worry about how high is your ceiling, how low is that scoreboard that's going to hang down.
It does mitigate a lot of that those issues.
Yeah, you're just passing, you're just running. 7 guys on each team. I don't know how many they have on their total
On the roster.
on
Yeah.
the
How many
roster.
guys? Like I don't know. Do they have offensive and defensive specialties? I haven't looked
Yeah.
at a roster, but
Yeah.
might have to start digging into that a little more. And we're gonna have a TAL guest this week, so maybe we'll learn a bit more,
I hope so.
which will be awesome. So yeah, I think this is the most we've talked about
Yeah,
the Arena
really.
League.
Exactly. Yes.
So I'd like to learn more, and I know our friend Trey from Off the Wall is going to have a TAL guest on this week. So looking forward to maybe I'll learn a little bit more from that as well.
I think he already had one guy on.
He did. He had the coach of the Harbor Monsters on
that's right.
several weeks back.
Yep.
That was a good one too.
Yep.
So
Anyway, so that's the end of the scoreboard for this week. And now we're going to talk about some more happenings in the world of football. We're going to start in the NFL. Jim Thorpe, there's a new documentary on him that just came out on the History Channel. I think it came out Sunday night, and I just watched it last night, and I fell asleep watching it because it's a 2-hour documentary. It's really good. I fell asleep about halfway through, but that's just me. I can't.
I'm gonna have to find a way to
Can't
stream
say it that
that
way.
because
Well, the History Channel's got its own streaming.
is it free?
I don't know.
I'll have to find it. I want to watch it. So
But yeah, I recorded it on our DVR, so I'm gonna go back and finish that probably tonight. And then, like I said, it was really interesting. I've read a couple books on Jim Thorpe, and it's covering everything that I know about him, and a few things I didn't know about him. So the people that they had coming on talking about him were really good, and they had a guy. They recreated a lot of scenes, and the guy they got to play Jim Thorpe looks an awful lot like him. So
yeah,
you kind of squint your eyes. My God, that's Jim Thorpe on the screen. But it's not.
Yeah, I want to check that out. I would love to get a more, not a review, but I would love to maybe do something about that. Like,
Yeah.
it seems pretty.
Well, after you watch it and I've watched it, we'll talk more about it. But I'm about halfway through it, and I can't recommend it enough. It's really, really good. History
Awesome.
Channel does great stuff.
Yeah, they do.
They're like the NFL Network. If you want something on history, the History Channel will do a great job of putting it on there for you. So anyway, the other documentary that came out is Quarterback. This one's on Netflix, featuring Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, and Joe Burrow. I guess there's 7 episodes from what I saw. They're all out there. It's not like
It all dropped today.
Yeah. Yep. Just this morning. So I got up this morning. I watched the first 2 episodes already. Pretty good. One of the things I won't spoil a whole lot because I know you haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I haven't had time yet.
But when they talked to Kirk Cousins in the first one, he was on his way to Antigua in the Bahamas or some island somewhere. He was getting stem cell therapy to help his recover from a torn Achilles tendon. And I just thought that was interesting that they were down there. They said, you can harvest stem cells in the state, but you can't put them in somebody in the state. So you got to go out of the country to get that done.
Yeah, it's weird.
And so it showed him, getting an injection or an IV or whatever it was to help with that. And supposedly it was working for him because he was playing this past season. So that was just interesting that they followed him down there. And then something, we lived through this, but I had forgotten that in that Monday night game against Seattle, Goff went 18 for 18 passing and even caught that touchdown pass from on. I forgot that was all in the same game.
I can't wait to watch it because that it's all that NFL Films footage, man, and it's going to look glorious. I can't wait to watch it on my big 70-inch TV, cinematic, surround sound. I'll put on my Jared Goff jersey and watch it. Maybe I'll have to post a picture, but I'm looking forward to diving into that this weekend, or this week / weekend. So
yeah, it was pretty good. They showed scenes from his wedding. He got married this off season, so there was some scenes of that. They had their dog with them as part of the wedding party. Pretty cool stuff. And then finally, Joe Burrow. Yeah, he was on the show too. Okay, so anyway,
we'll have a full review next week.
Yes.
I think it will gives us time to watch all 7 episodes, and we can talk about it more in depth next week.
Yep.
And I'll try to get the Jim Thorpe documentary under my belt too.
Okay. All right. Let's see. According to awfulannouncing.com and reported by Pro Football Talk, former NFL defensive back Will Blackman is going to be joining the cast of Good Morning Football for the upcoming season, which probably starts just before the first regular season game. Let's see. He was a 4th-round pick out of Boston College in 2006, spent 4 years with the Packers, 2 with the Giants, 2 with the Jaguars, 2 with the Commanders. He last played in 2016, but he did win a Super Bowl with the Giants, and he's filled in on the show before. I remember the name Will Blackman. He's been on there when other people couldn't make it. He'd fill in for different people, so it's not like he's a stranger to the show or he doesn't know what he's getting himself into. So look for him this fall as a permanent co-host on the team. Some news out of the National Arena League. The Beaumont Renegades came out of nowhere to win the NAL championship this past year, but they've already announced they're not going to be returning to the NAL in 2026.
They were like, been there, done that. Let's move on to the next challenge.
Yeah, there's no word if they're going to jump to another league, if they're just going to sit out a year, and maybe they lost a lot of money. There's no reason, given why this is happening.
Well, the speculation is they're probably jumping to maybe, I don't know if AF1's in the cards. I don't know if that arena. I've seen that arena. I don't know if it's big enough for Nets or whatnot. Hard to say. Or maybe they just move that operation to a different city. Hard to say. We are in that phase right now where it is the soap opera of arena football / indoor football is all year long.
Yep.
We're in that time now with the NAL. So we'll see what happens. It is weird that they would win the whole thing.
Right.
And leave. I don't know if it was something maybe they didn't get along with, because there was some stuff that happened at the championship game. Remember, between the Renegades and the Omaha Beef.
Yep.
I don't know if it was those two organizations or how that all works out. Maybe they just didn't like the way the NAL was run, because I don't know a whole bunch on how the NAL kind of operates, but it does seem like they all kind of, each team independently does their own thing. So I don't know.
Well, we can sit here and speculate all day long.
That's the fun part, Randy. The football
really.
speculation.
Not
What are you
really.
talking about?
What,
Not fun to you.
throw it out there and just say, we don't know, and we're waiting to see what happens. In a few weeks, we may hear, hey, they're joining this league, or they're just going to go dormant for a year and restructure the way they do things, and they'll come back the following year. I don't know, so we'll have to wait and see. But you got a league champion that's out there. I'm sure they would be a pretty attractive team for any of the league to kind of add.
Yeah, so if that is there's only a couple options for them to move. It's IFL or AF1.
Yeah,
because clearly you don't go back. You don't leave the NAL just to go, okay, we're back, with a dog with your tail between your legs. But we'll see. There's so much speculation out there.
Yep.
I look forward to finding out what happens, because how often does a league champion just go, yeah, we're done, we're gonna move on,
one and done. We're a brand new team, and
yeah.
Thanks for the trophy. We'll see you later.
Maybe they joined the the Great Lakes Arena League of Chumps, where the West Michigan Ironmen play.
Where they play in practice facilities.
Yeah,
or
maybe
whatever.
something like that.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
that'd be awesome.
Well, we shall see. And maybe they want opponents that are a little closer. Maybe they're going to look to see
Maybe
who's got the most teams in Texas, so they don't even have to leave the state.
Somebody posted I've seen some maps. Everybody's got the maps where all the teams are right now. And it does look like the NAL, because they are adding the Warbirds next year in Amarillo. So it does look like the speculation is from other arena indoor pundits that they're centralizing.
Okay.
So I know Trey made note that Idaho is kind of an outlier in that situation. The Wheeling Miners look like they would be kind of on the fringe. They're kind of the furthest out now from the centralized portion. And Beaumont, I don't know. You'd think they'd be in the thick of it, so I don't think that travel would be the issue. It's got to be we just didn't get along with the guys who run the NAL, or we didn't get along with the Beef, who have been the big heavy hitter of the league, so maybe they get a lot of pull. We just didn't get along with them, and it's
who knows.
Moving on. I don't know. Hey, if you're from the Beaumont Renegades operation and you want to chit-chat with us, hit us up. Just slide into the DMs.
Like their head coach, Corey Mayfield, former Grand Rapids Rampage.
Slide in the DMs, buddy. We will chit-chat all the live long day. Hey, every time I feel like I put that out there, something happens. So we'll talk to you soon, Corey.
More work for us.
Hey.
All right. Let's see. Moving on to some college news. 12 college football coaches will not be appearing in the new EA Sports College Football 26 video game.
Who has the nerve? I'm going to pay good money to play this video game. They put a lot of work in it. Okay, I saw a clip that Western Michigan posted of the intro of when the team runs out on the field. They got the marching band doing the exact formation of the WMU, when we go to the games.
Cool.
They got the fight song in the background. I'm kind of hyped for this game. I ain't going to lie. And you're telling me some no-name college head coaches are going to bow out of this video game? Who, Randy? Who has the nerve?
Well, there's no reason given to any of these guys why they didn't sign
sticks
their
in the
phone.
mud. That's why.
Well, Bill Belichick is one at North Carolina, and
that shouldn't shock me.
And Deion Sanders at Colorado is the other.
Well.
The others, I don't even recognize some of these names, but the Stanford coach, Frank Reich from Stanford, Bronco Mendenhall from Utah State, Jacksonville State, Western Kentucky, Iowa, New Mexico.
Hold on, Trent. You're just gonna skip over Trent Dilfer? It's I know that name.
Oh yeah, that's right. Trent Dilfer from UAB. But 12 coaches, and like I said, there was no reason given why they didn't sign their release form.
You can't see it on audio, everybody, but I'm doing the Johnny Manziel money celebration. I feel like that might have something to do with why. Well, Belichick's never really done it, even with the Madden games. But I'm just gonna say maybe these guys weren't getting enough money to have their faces appear in the game.
A lot of these coaches are making enough money.
Are they though? Not as much as some of these players now.
I think so. Well, they don't have a coach's equivalent to the name, image, and likeness thing. But I think a lot of the coaches are making some pretty decent money, especially some of the bigger
That's
schools.
what I'm saying.
Like
So
Miami,
put your face in a
North
video game for
Carolina,
nothing. Make your fans happy.
Stanford,
Also,
Colorado.
because of the thing where if we play as your team enough, we can get your school $50,000. So I'm gonna just like play Western Michigan on a loop, get them $50,000.
But anyway, this game's going to be released in 2 days, this
Oh.
Thursday, July 10th. So I know you'll have a full review of it next week because you'll.
Oh boy, I don't know about that. I barely got time to play video games. I mean, shoot. But we'll see.
You're too busy
I might pick it up.
killing spiders for you.
That's also true. I had to kill a spider yesterday. That was a fat spider, by the way. I didn't tell you about that. A big fat spider. So I don't blame her for being nervous about that thing. Oof.
Okay. All right, let's move on to today's birthdays. For July 8th, linebacker Jack Lambert turns 73 years old today. He played his college football at Kent State, and he was a second-round pick in the 1974 NFL Draft by the Pittsburgh Steelers. He played 11 seasons all with the Steelers from 74 to 84. He won 4 Super Bowls with the team, and he was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1990. Happy birthday, Jack Lambert. We do have 4 obituaries today. This is where we take a moment to honor those who've made the world of football a better place. The first one is Roger Scholes, a tackle in the NFL for 9 seasons. He has passed away at the age of 86. Scholes played college football at Maryland and was selected in the 16th round of the 1961 NFL Draft by the Cleveland Browns. He was also selected in the 34th round of the 1962 American Football League Draft by the Dallas Texans. He signed with the Browns and played for the team. Played for the Browns in 1963 and 1964. He also played for the Detroit Lions from 65 to 1970, and he finished his playing career with the Denver Broncos in 1971.
Our next obituary is that of Charlie Mitchell, a running back in the American Football League for 6 seasons, has passed away at the age of 85. Mitchell played college football at Washington and was selected in the 4th round of the 1963 NFL Draft by the Chicago Bears. He was also selected in the 18th round of the 1963 AFL Draft by the Denver Broncos. He ended up signing with the Broncos and played for the team from 1963 to 1967. He ended his playing career with the Buffalo Bills in 1968.
Our next obituary is that of Bob Brunette, a running back in the NFL for 8 seasons, has passed away at the age of 78. Brunette played college football at Louisiana Tech and was selected in the 7th round of the 1968 NFL Draft by the Washington Redskins. He played for the Redskins in 1968 and 1970 through 1973, and again from 1975 through 1977.
All right, our next and final obituary is that of Oliver Gibson, a defensive lineman in the NFL for 9 seasons, has passed away at the age of 53. Gibson played college football at Notre Dame and was selected in the 4th round of the 1995 NFL Draft by the Pittsburgh Steelers. He played for the Steelers from 1995 to 1998 and the Cincinnati Bengals from 1999 to 2003.
Yeah, no cause of death there, only 53 years old. Curious.
Yeah, it's been a lot of that. Like there was an actor that just passed away, 56, passed away. It's crazy. It's just, I hate hearing it.
Yeah. All right. Finally today, upcoming events. This Thursday, July 10th, the EA Sports game is coming out. And then Friday and Saturday, July 25th through the 26th, the 3 championship games in the Women's Football Alliance. You get the Pro Division, Division 2, and Division 3. Those are going to take place at Canton, Ohio. In fact, their playoffs continue this coming weekend. We didn't mention that this week.
You were a little confused.
Yeah, I was. I thought they were playing last weekend, but
they had like weeks off between each round of the postseason.
So yeah, I was waiting for scores, and
so
I never saw them.
Yep. So they got playoffs this weekend, and then another week off. Then their championship games the weekend of the 25th, 26th.
Yep. So next week we'll have scores from the semifinal playoff games in the WFA. And let's see, Thursday, July 31st, the Hall of Fame game in Canton, the Detroit Lions versus the San Diego Chargers.
Nope. Put it in the jar. Put $1 in the jar, Randy.
The
You did it.
Los Angeles Chargers. And we will be there, and that is the official kickoff of the NFL season. It's right around the corner. We're within 4 weeks of that happening.
Yep, of NFL season, not football season, you casuals out there on the internet. NFL season, and we're excited about it. I'm excited to see the line. I know Jared Goff's not going to play, but I'll probably be in the stands with my Goff jersey. Yeah. Probably be having fun. I wonder if their Jared Goff chance will get going. Oh my God, I'm so excited now.
They'll interview him on the sidelines, and people will be doing the chant.
Do you know how many people Tom Benson Stadium actually seats?
I'm not sure. I wanna say anywhere from like 25 to 30,000 people.
Okay,
I don't know for sure.
Okay, what's your official guess?
I'm gonna say 28,000.
23,000.
Ah,
So it's going to be packed.
yeah.
I wonder how many Lions fans will be there. I'm very excited.
I think quite a few. From what I hear, there's still tickets available.
What?
So I just
Guys,
gotta-
to see the Lions in person, you got to sell a child to go see the Lions play in Detroit.
Really? Yeah, that's why I wanted to go to this game.
It's because it's the only one we're going to get to this
It's
calendar
probably
year.
the only one we're going to actually attend this year.
I mean, as much as I would love to go to one of the road games, I know we
Yes.
circled a couple,
Yes.
but we'll see. I don't.
When
think
they do
it'll
a
happen.
road game to Las Vegas or LA,
Oh God! When they do, when they
Yes.
finally go to Vegas, that's going to
Yep.
be the one. Like we're jumping on it, no matter what.
and
I'm
the
so
team, the
pumped.
Lions have been doing these things the last couple of years where they'll organize a number of fans to go with them to go. It's like an organized team trip to the game. They get your game tickets, the hotel, special meet and greet stuff with the team, and it's a little on the pricey side, but I would almost do that. You know, that way you're with the team and you got all these perks and everything. So yeah, can't wait for that. I forget the 3 games they're doing this year.
Oh yeah, I have to look that up.
Yeah. All right, Tuesday, August 19th is going to be our 8th anniversary show.
And you know what else that is?
What?
It will be the 24th anniversary of the Grand Rapids Rampage winning Arena Bowl 15.
Really? You're right.
August 19th.
You're right.
2001, a date that will forever live in my football brain.
I didn't realize that, but you were absolutely right.
Gonna have to wear the Rampage jersey that day.
Yeah.
Maybe, Randy, do we have to live stream that day? I'm just kidding. Oh boy.
How many former Rampage players?
Do you think we could wrangle up for that show?
Can we? Yeah. Can we get for that?
Corey Mayfield, you're called upon a second time in the same show. Slide into the DM. Clint Dolezal, if you're out there.
If you know Clint
Terrell
Dolezal.
Shaw, JoJo Polk, Chris Avery. God, I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of awesome players that we had. Coach Michael Trigg, hit us up.
Trigg, yes, the
Sparky
coach.
McEwen. We know. Well, you know how to get a hold of Sparky. You
Yeah.
and Sparky are buds, and
He's only an
I got
hour
to meet
away.
his wife over the weekend, or Arena Crown weekend.
Yep.
So shoot, Randy,
Yeah.
we could just have the biggest Rampage reunion. It'd be like that class reunion people avoid.
But it's the 24th. That next year would be.
I know.
Would be more,
That's what I'm saying. For next year,
Our podcast probably wouldn't fall on.
it
that
probably
day.
won't. That's why I'm thinking next year we do have to do a 25th anniversary Rampage.
Yeah.
Spectacular.
Maybe we could record it at Van Andel Arena.
Oh, shut up.
By the plaque
Shut
on the
up.
wall that they have.
Good
because they
Lord.
were inducted into
If
the
you could
Grand
get that
Rapids
organized,
Sports Hall of Fame.
Excuse me, Van Andel, can we just sit in the atrium for about an hour and just record our little podcast? I mean, we'd be okay with it.
By next year, we'll be so big
Shut up. Don't even. Don't you even.
that they won't want to touch us. All right, let's see. Saturday, August 23rd, the college football season begins. That's going to be week 0. There are 8 games highlighted by Iowa State versus Kansas State in Dublin, Ireland that day. This is all right around the corner, too. And then Saturday, August 23rd, the same day, the IFL championship game in Tucson, Arizona. Man, I used to go to Tucson all the time when I was in the military. We'd go down there for training every year, and it's a fun town. I haven't been there in 20, 30 years probably, but man, I have some great memories of being in Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to go out there to see the championship.
Too far to drive.
It is too far to drive. We'd have to fly. I just don't have the vacation time. I got. Did I tell you we set a date for the wedding? I didn't tell you that, did I?
No.
Okay, we set a date. So yeah, a lot of stuff conflicts. So
Ah.
I got priorities, everybody. I know. I can't. I'm no longer the single man that can just go along a trip with Papa and go to the football game this time. And
Well, that sucks.
I have responsibilities, Randy. I know it sucks.
This
I'm
show
just-
was your idea. You got responsibilities here too.
Hold on. I love being able to balance everything. It can be a chore. I still get to do a lot of cool stuff, but I mean, yeah.
You got to pick and choose.
I got to pick and choose, and it's
What you do.
fine.
I get it.
It's all good. I love it. It's seriously, no, I'm not kidding. I love it. I love the fact that I can do so much cool stuff. Personal life, football stuff. I get to do it all. It's awesome. I get to have a cool, kick-ass fiance and kid that I don't know. I get to spend time with, and then I get to sometimes get told, get out of the house, go to a football game. It's awesome.
God, your mom was like that with me.
Yeah.
She'd say, "You need to go on a TDY trip with the unit. Go to Tucson for a couple of weeks and come back with a new attitude." All right. Anything pop up on your phone or?
Something did, but it's something we have to talk about off mic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
all right.
Just a fun little thing.
Okay. Well, then we are going to close this show. That's it for this week. Don't forget to check out the World of Football merchandise page at tpublic.com.
Yep. Again, XFL Mike G. Slide into the DMs. We'll get you set up with your T-shirt that you get to pick from the store.
Yes. Let's see. T-shirts. We've got hats, mugs, and so much more in our merch store. And remember, folks, some people may love football more than we do, but nobody, and I mean nobody, loves more football than the two of us schmucks sitting here in Kalamazoo talking about all kinds of football all over the world. Join us again next week when we'll try and do a better job. Yeah, right. I'm Randy Snow.
And I'm Adam Snow.
And we'll see you all again next week.
Are we going to do it live?
I don't think so. Well, we'll be live when we're talking to each other, but
Oh.
other than that, it'll be recorded live.
Okay, a live pre-recorded show.
Yes.
Great. That sounds awesome.
Absolutely.
Thanks for listening, and we hope you enjoyed this installment of This Week in the World of Football. New episodes of the podcast are posted every Tuesday and can be found wherever good podcasts are found. You can find the World of Football on Facebook, Instagram, and X by searching for TWOF Kalamazoo or using the links down in the episode description. Head on over to YouTube and subscribe to the World of Football for more fun football-related content. Just search for the World of Football Kalamazoo or use the handle @the World of Football. Thanks for listening and hope to see you again next time.